This is a vid for all the fellas that see my prints and they get jealous. Around of the morning, il sharkissimo. Very sadly, filament broke. Haven't had that happen in a real long time. But you can kind of see how awesome this reptile alien was going to be. Breaks your heart. Octo coming out, a little stringy, but that's working. I already took this off, but... And another shark. Just sharks for days. Another guitar snake. I think this one's getting painted white and it's got red eyes or something. I think that's what's gonna happen. It was printing over here, but we got this weird like under extrusion, probably a clog or something. Yet another skull can. Used a little bit of this old, I don't even know what you'd call this, fuchsia. I'm trying to kind of use up some of the old filament and stuff. That is literally from like 4 years ago or something like that. Back when I was buying filament instead of making it. Filament maker, absolutely filamenting like a champ. I was just listening to a podcast with a Canadian guy, and like several times now, he said y'all. That's like our word, okay? Y'all don't get to say it. Couple of these guys to package. You probably remember the D20s. This one is bronze. The red D20, man, that is so cool. I hope they like set this up somewhere where people see it, because that's like a work of art right there, man. Next, we've got a nice little collection for somebody here. This is all going to the same person. Hamanja Thinker and the 3 Moais, or 3 of the Moais. There's actually 4 of them. Had a perfect size box for this whole order. It's kind of why I keep boxes around. Every once in a while you get something that just fits. Pug wastebasket done in that antique gold. Really a nice looking piece. Everybody gets a bag. The first bag is free. All right, let's drop off these little care packages, and then we've got a surprise afterwards. Oh yeah, we've also got these 2. Sunglasses time is my time. Man, it feels so good out. Autumn in Texas is the kind of stuff dreams are made of. Fleetwood Mac, super overrated. You're gonna hate me for saying it, some of you. It's the truth. You hate me because I speak the truth. You ever think like, there are people that just act like they like everything. Like somebody will like every band that you listen to, every song. And then it's just like, it doesn't matter if you like everything, if you don't hate anything. If you don't hate anything, I just don't appreciate, like, you have to hate something. One of the most long-standing antagonisms in human history is the rural versus urban divide. I think one of the reasons that I haven't thought about before for that is like, humans need something to be against. Like, they need something to be opposing. And the more your environment just becomes other people, the more that you're going to need other people to be that thing you're opposing. As in like practically speaking, we have a hugely divided nation politically. And a lot of people think of as their primary antagonist the other party, or people that are associated with the other party or sympathetic to it. So like, people are becoming the environment. See, in a traditional tribal setting, everyone knows what the antagonist is. The antagonist is nature. Like, I mean, you might, even in a tribe, you're gonna have differences with people and arguments and stuff, probably. But like, fundamentally, you're all just trying to survive, right? You're all just trying to hunt or gather or whatever you're doing. And rural environments, even in today's world, are still kind of like this. Like, I grew up in Indiana. I knew 2 people that lost their family farms growing up. And if you're a farmer or something like that, you raise cows, you know what is making your life challenging. And it's not just nature, but it's still nature to some degree, to a very decent degree. So I think that informs both of those worldviews. For the rural people, you might see more sort of unity among those people, or more tolerance for their relationships, because like they know slightly more than people in an urban setting that nature is their antagonist. Whereas city living, I'm talking like big cities, they're so abstracted from nature that it no longer seems like nature is the primary antagonist. And you're going to, I've been to a lot of big cities, I've lived in them. In a place like Long Beach, California, people are just everywhere, right? In a big city, it feels like it's just clogged with people, and that's how you can believe all this stuff about like overpopulation and stuff so easily, because it intuitively seems completely true. So yeah, there's a lot that could be said about that, but it just kind of dawned on me that that's probably a pretty core level thing with the difference in worldview. It's that people become the antagonist instead of nature. And any group has to have something or somebody to oppose to have a sense of unity. So longtime viewers will remember that I've limited my eating out, or I'm trying to limit my eating out to the 1st and 15th. We are doing Chinese since it is the 1st. For tomorrow. Wheel in the sky keeps on turning. Oh, I don't know. Don't know where I'll be tomorrow. Okay, I'm getting the impression this place is closed. The only car in the parking lot has no license plate and has a flat tire. Okay, I've really taken some time to think about this. I think we're going to Chili's. Wait, no, I know what we're doing. I'm gonna introduce you guys to a little place called Barkeeps. Barkeeps. Now with a name like Barkeeps, you would assume it's like bar food or something like that, but it isn't at all. It's Asian food. It's like pan-Asian cuisine, but it's called Barkeeps, so figure that one out. Despite the confusing messaging, this place is unbelievable. It's definitely one of the best places in Nacogdoches. I don't know why I never think of it, but it's been forever since I've been here. Today is Tuesday, and they respect Taco Tuesday, but the tacos are not standard here. Look at this. Look at this awesomeness. Read this crap. These are tacos. I think we're just gonna do like 5 of these, maybe these ones. Nacogdoches is a small town, but like some of these places we do have are just unbelievable. And this is one of those places. I can't believe I didn't immediately think of this. So this place, you gotta start with the charred Brussels. Take a look at that. As good as this looks, this is like 5 times as good as it looks. Paired with this, I got a Hefeweizen. This is made from the Fredonia Brewery. Longtime viewers will remember that's the brewery that's right by the shop, about a block away, probably 2 blocks away. And I I don't really drink beer very much, but this is very, very, very good. Wow. Oh man, that's so good. I almost have to just forget that that exists because I would want to drink that all the time. I cannot describe to you how good that locally brewed Hefeweizen is. So I put in my order, and they have an option to get all the tacos on naan bread, as in like the bread that you get with Indian food. It was a little bit of a gutsy choice, but I feel like it's gonna be amazing. It's so good. Okay, so this may have been a little larger than I was thinking it was gonna be. If we have to take something home, we will. Holy crap, one taco with so much food. What am I gonna do with all this? Yup, 3 of these guys are coming home. Somebody just walked up to me. They were like, what did you just order? Because that looks amazing. It's at least as good as it looks. Man, that was unbelievable. This was really good. Man, that was so good. You gotta love small towns. People will just come up to you and start saying stuff. Something that would just never happen in these big cities. Maybe it kind of relates to that thing I was saying earlier. People seeing in rural areas more nature as the antagonist rather than other people. You can kind of see the lack of awareness of nature as an antagonist in Marxism when you think about it. Which, like, of course, Marx came up with in a very urban, early industrialized setting. And it's kind of like, yeah, nature or natural laws. Like, obviously other people can be the antagonist in your life to a decent degree, but there is an underlying reality below that. Fundamentally, however beholden we are to other people or dependent on the decisions of other people, we are all subject to natural law and derivative things that are directly derivative of that. And that unawareness, being unaware of that, is the weakness of Marxism. You get one beer in me, and this is how I start talking. Nacogdoches is kind of beautiful, honestly. I mean, it's not like the prettiest, but this is East Texas. We've got a lot of greenery and stuff. In a big city, you just don't get that. Maybe the theme of this episode is urban versus rural. I don't know. Feels like it is. The point with all that class-based analysis stuff is not that it is devoid of content or truth. The point is that it's just it depends on what question you're asking or what you're trying to find out, but it's just too truncated a view of reality. Like a concrete example of what I'm talking about is something like income inequality. Like, obviously income inequality can be a problem for various reasons, but the way nature or natural law is kind of being cut out of that analysis oftentimes is that there just are going to be differences in outcomes, and people are different, people's natures are different, and just the way that resources can be allocated. Like, there's all sorts of things that make outcomes different, and to just say like, no, everybody has to have the same outcomes, it's just not true. Like, the first thing is it's not true, but secondly, you're just not looking at a whole lot of things. What I mean when I said that it's not true, obviously income inequality is true. What I'm saying is that it being inherently wrong, there's no evidence or reason that supports that. I don't know, I should probably start. We're not talking politics, we're talking about like something a little more fundamental, but I do have a no politics rule here. I don't know, there's a strange line that you have to draw, because like at some point everything is just informed by how the world actually is. So I don't know, it's a bit arbitrary. We've gotten this strange idea in Western civilization, or just cultures in general, really particularly Western civilization, where like we think just because we can identify a problem, that means we can definitely solve it. And this is because like we have solved so many problems. Like, we eradicated polio, more or less. You know, you could just go down, like electricity, making life easier in so many different ways. It's like inculcated us with this idea that we can just solve everything. But it's just so obvious that at some point you're going to start identifying problems that there's nothing you can do about. Or like humanity is the problem, and in order to solve the problem of humanity, you have to not have humans, or you have to make humans extremely different. So different that they're not really humans anymore. And I mean, isn't that just kind of obviously bad? It just feels like there's some bright line we should draw where it's like, if your philosophy, your ideology has humans being the problem in some ineradicable feature of humanity, we're just gonna stop. Like, just stop right there. Because, like, if humans have to be radically different in such a way that just is not reasonable to accept, okay, well, we're just gonna accept that. It sucks. I understand there's significant downsides, but like, what are you gonna do? Back at the shop, we have been introducing recycled material into the filament again. So let's see how much this is. That was a pretty big basket. Yep, 1940. In the spreadsheet, 1940, we're going for about 216 to be the 10% mixture, which we will probably up this percentage soon. 224, that's close enough. So 224, yeah. Yep. New Octoboy is turning out pretty good once we get the stringing done. This will be a pretty cool thing to like mount on your wall. Ever since I sold that humidor from, man, that must have been like episode 20 something, so over a month ago, I need to, I actually just need to set up this humidor again. But maybe we'll have a little smoke since it's been a while. It's a good day for a little outdoor time. Got a little bit of a nice sunset going on over here. Smoke them if you got them. I always forget I can do this. When it's the right temperature out, especially around sunset, this is just so good. It's good to just take like a couple minutes and just like think about stuff and reflect on what you've done. Not to just be an old man, but every time I see somebody with a vape ripping those fat clouds, I just think like, get the real thing, bro. I was really supposed to go to Lufkin today to do the whole thrift store thing. Little guy with a little resonator there. But I really wanted to get those D20s out this morning, and I did. And people are gonna be happy. You really don't want to make customers wait more than necessary, but I feel like we can get enough stuff packaged and things tonight that I could probably go tomorrow. Gotta do that thrift store run. Sold a couple of these big old David cans, but for one of the printers, I'm gonna have to resize it very, very slightly and move it a bit because the parameters are just different for it. It's later, and you know it's non-taco time. Getting pretty late. This is a T-Rex skull. Came out pretty good. Just gonna clean it up a little bit. Last guy for the day. This guy is going to get painted gold. I wish I could ship him like this because it honestly looks kind of cool, but they wanted it in gold. Man, what a day. Octoboy, almost done. That's gonna be a cool looking piece. Oh, what a day. Today I am grateful for big sales. We made it into the 4 figures again. Feeling pretty good. I'm glad that the Octopus is turning out good. That's going to be a pretty nice piece. I'm still thinking about how I'm going to color it and stuff, but looks like it should look pretty cool when it's mounted on the wall and stuff. I don't think I got coffee today, but I am generally very grateful for coffee. I'm grateful to have that little moment where I can just like relax. Relax before I get wired up and unrelaxed. I'm glad that we're staying on top of things. I'm glad that we're on track to get the new plastic shipment pretty soon. I haven't ordered it yet, but we will probably do that at the end of the week. We still got quite a bit in that last tub. I don't like to cut it close, but at the same time, it's like, I know about how fast you go through raw plastic, and we probably have at least 2 weeks before we run out of that. And after you order, it shows up in just a few days, so it's not even that big a deal. I guess you guys probably don't know what I'm talking about yet because you've never seen it, but you're going to. Stick around. You're gonna see just how much plastic I order. I keep track of how much recycled material I introduce into the filament, and today I looked and we probably have we've used about 200 pounds of recycled material in filament. In other words, if you could somehow extract out the filament that was just recycled material, it would be 200 pounds. It's actually probably more than that. So maybe like 100 spools of filament equivalent that's just made out of recycled stuff. Yeah, so that's nice. I haven't been keeping track. I didn't keep track of the exact amounts of recycled stuff that I was using in the early days because it took a while to really get it right. But anyway, the point is the recycling process is doing good. What I'm trying to say is everything is doing good. Last thing I'm grateful for, I didn't get a single bad review this month. Nothing but 4 or 5 star reviews, so that's not bad. Considering that I sold well into the 5 figures this month, that ain't bad. So tell me what you're grateful for. Tell me what you're working on and what's going on. What's going on, man? What's going on with you? Write in the comments. Type. You guys always write really good stuff and I read it. So peace out, everybody. Have a great evening or night or day.
Gee.